Allergies are rough for us all, but especially for kids. Here to share some info is Dr. Wes Sublett with Family Allergy and Asthma. Doctor, how do you know if your child has allergies?
Those kids that have chronic wheezing, sneezing, coughing, or nasal congestion should be seen by an allergist, and those who have been diagnosed with asthma or food allergies should also see an allergist.
And what are the most common allergies in kids?
The most common allergies we see are typically pet allergies or indoor environmental allergies, but 1 in 13 kids have food allergies as well.
And when can kids be tested for allergies?
One of the myths that we see with allergy testing is that a child is too young. We can test very young, even down to age 6 months.
And how do you treat allergies in kids?
We treat with medications, and for long-term effect, we talk about immunotherapy to change the immune system so we can reduce the medication burden.
And to schedule an appointment, visit familyallergy.com or call 502-429-8585.